Hi, my name's Mandy and welcome to What Mandy Made Next. Today is Sunday the 29th of October 2023, and as you can gather, I'm back from my holiday in Florida. So this vlog is in a couple of parts. What I'm going to do is first of all show you any finished crafts that I've completed since I've got back, some works in progress, and then the second part I've tagged on is some more footage of me visiting a couple of quilt shops and a wool shop in Florida. So not all of you might be interested, and that's why I've split it into parts. Right, let's start. Now I will be looking down because I've got all my notes here, so you hear a bit of rustling there. Because I don't want to forget anything really. Right, let's start off with Monday, Miniature Monday, and that's when I make a little mini project. So you may recall before I went on holiday, I think I showed you these little mini ornaments. Okay, sorry if the light is playing me up there. Okay, so this was a club I subscribed to. I think it was might have been over a year or two ago now, but it was facilitated by Liberty Bell. Now I've had a look on a website and I do think this club might be still running if you're interested, so I'll pop a link in the description box down below. In fact, anything I talk about I will usually link in that description box. I've also time-stamped this vlog, so if you're only interested in cross stitch you can skip to those parts. Okay, so this little club are little ornaments for autumn. I think there was 10 altogether, and they're by Buttermilk Basin, but like I say, I purchased this from Liberty Bell. So let's start with the first one I've made. I've made 3. So the first one is called the Crow and Acorn Pumpkin Ornament. So, ooh, nearly slipped round. I'll pop a picture in as well, a photograph, because that'll be clearer. But in these little kits you get all the fabric, you get the bonded paper so that you can trace out and stick on your felt pieces prior to sewing, and the little buttons. You get everything to make this. Okay, and then that's the back. You shouldn't see that stitching really, but yeah, you can see now how this works. Now I did put the thread on which was available in the kit, but I might change that. But yeah, I love that. Now the second ornament I made was called the Autumn Pumpkin. So this is that one, and it's got some acorns and leaves on that one. Tells you how to do the stitching and everything. I've really enjoyed making these, really have. Just lovely, sit there at an evening on my own in this room and I pop on a podcast or a YouTube video and just sit there stitching. The next one is called Hootie, so it's Hootie Owl, and he's Hootie Owl Pumpkin Ornament. So again, this is in the shape of a pumpkin, and then we've got Hootie Owl sat in the middle. I love this, really do. Now what I've done this time is I've used, because the thread what came with the kit to put through to hang it up was a little bit thick, so I've got some tilde thread on a spool, so I use that. It's quite rustic looking, and I thought it lent better than using the red and white stripes, so that's why I might change the threads to this one to hang it with. So that's my Hootie Owl. So yeah, I've managed to complete 3, and I was thinking I was going pretty well there. But like I say, I've got another 7 to do. But that might have to go on hold for a bit. So let me talk about the next little mini project I've made. Now you may recall I made this. It's called Angels Amongst Us. And the last time I spoke to you, she was wearing her summer apron. So this is another club facilitated by Liberty Bell. So the first thing you get is the doll kit to make the doll with the instruction and everything. And then you get each month an apron to make up. Now they're for the seasons, so you obviously get spring, summer, autumn and winter. But you can also choose, if you want to, optional. There's a Halloween apron, a Christmas one and an Easter one, which I did. So this is the Halloween one. I love this. I mean, they take quite a while to make. There's a lot of sewing and intricate work in this. And I've just realised they haven't finished off the back. Oh dear, I'll have to sew those down, that braid. But yeah, this is the spooky apron. So I love this. It's got the tree on with the little owl, cat, the fencing, the house, and these little ghosts, bats and a witch. There's such a lot of thought gone into these, and this little trim at the bottom just finishes off absolutely perfectly. Really lovely. And of course it says spooky on it. So yeah, that's my spooky apron completed for Halloween. I mean, I know those of you who know me, I don't really go a bundle on Halloween. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to make. So there we are. That's our Angels Amongst Us. And she's got her spooky apron on. I still have to finish the angel wings. But I'm going to speak to Sue about that, because I was a little bit confused how to make those. So yeah, I'll have to tidy up her hair a bit. So that's my spooky apron finished. Now there is an autumn one I have to make, and I've noticed that Susie Stitcher, hi Susie if you're watching, love Susie Stitcher, pop a link into her YouTube channel down below, and if you get a chance go and watch her, because she's fantastic. Absolutely adore watching Susie's videos. So Susie had also signed up to the Angels Amongst Us club with Liberty Bell, and I did notice on her Instagram feed, which I'll pop a link into that as well, she was showing the autumn apron, the kit. So I'm thinking when I next watch her, I think she's going to upload a vlog at the beginning of November, she was saying. I'm expecting to see that autumn apron. But like I say, mine might have to be put on hold for a bit, and I'll explain in a bit why. Okay, now I have got a whip, a work in progress. Now last year I attended a workshop. Oh, in a minute, tied up to my sewing machine still. Clip that thread, that's it. Now last year I attended this workshop. Again, it was facilitated by Liberty Bell. And we made these autumn cushions, and I never got mine completed, too much jibber jabbering with me, and I've started work on this again, so I will show you that. I'll also pop a photograph in so you can see this in more detail. But I'm nearly there. I've just got to finish sewing the berries on, stitch round the leaves and these flowers, and I've got the fabric ready to make the cushion up, and I've even got the cushion. So hopefully next time I speak to you this will be completed. Absolutely loving this at the moment. Oh, I've got to stitch round the crow and a leaf as well. So just a little bit of work left on this to do. But there's so much detail in these projects, you see. So yeah, I'll be so pleased when this is finished. And yeah, that's my autumn cushion. The reason why a lot of my works in progress will be put to one side for a while is because Christmas is coming up and I like to make some Christmas gifts. So a lot of my attention and, you know, leisure time is going to have to go in to making Christmas gifts. On a Tuesday I like to work on some small cross stitch, little project there, and I've started this one. It's by Jardin Prive and it's called Quaker de la Femme. The pattern is designed by Natalie, I think it's Kishon, I'm not sure, apologies for butchering the name, but this is the pattern, and I purchased this from Patchwork Rabbit. They've still got these patterns in stock. It's a great pattern and it shows you the different counts to use and what the sizes will be, and they suggest DMC 815, which is a dark red colour, which I have been using, and this is how far I've got. So I've been loving this. What I've been doing is just stitching it in the morning, maybe one little, you know, design. So like the two geese I stitched one morning, and then I might, that something like this would take me a couple of days. But yeah. Now the fabric is this Trimmets. I think it's a 14 count. I've never used Trimmets, but I can tell you now it's really soft. I bought it in a sale. My local garden centre, the craft room which was in this garden centre, closed down, and these were going half price, so I purchased quite a bit of it. And yeah, so I'll show you in a little bit more detail, but I'm loving doing this. It's quite quick to do as well because it's not full coverage, you see. So that's what I've been working on a Tuesday. So on a Wednesday is my Wool Wednesday, and this is when I like to work with wool. Now, I am currently crocheting the Yuletide blanket. Now, this is one whip I will keep on going with because it is for a Christmas present. And this is for my middle daughter, Carly. Now, this is a pattern, as you know, by Attic 24. I think quite a few people have made this. I think Davina has, off Little Workroom Crafts, and I certainly know Dawn from Dawn's Days is currently working on hers. She's just picked hers back up, but I struggled with the pattern at first. So every time someone showed their blanket on YouTube, I kept pausing it and trying to count to see if I got it right, but I understand now the parentheses. So yeah, I'm going great guns on this one. So I'll show you the centre. Let me see, can you see that? I might take a photograph actually, it's better if I did. And I think I've only got maybe 12 rows to do, I think. I'm not sure. But once I've completed the 12 rows, I then start the border. I've got lots of stitch markers in here so I can keep count of where I am. I have got to sew in all my ends, but that'll be a nice Saturday afternoon. I think I might do that. Just sit there and watch a film and do that. But I think I've really cracked on with this blanket, and I'm really pleased with my progress. So every time I watch television, I just get out my crochet and I sit there crocheting. Right, the next thing I want to show you, and this is, again, is going to have to be parked, is the Boreal jumper by, is it Kate? Oh, Kate Smith. I'll put a name in down below. Famous designer in Scotland. Love her patterns. I made the owl jumper by, which was designed by her. So this now has really grown. So I've got my sleeves on. I did this as part of my whip go. So the sleeves are on. I notice it is a little bit short for me in the length, but we'll see how we go. But there we are, that's the sleeves, and I'm working on the yoke. I think these are 5mm needles, so it was going quite quickly. And I'm knitting this in a Bergère de France wool. So this one is called Natural, and I think the other one, the navy blue, I'm pretty sure this was called Verso. So yeah, this is an Aran. Yeah, it is 5mm. And I purchased this wool, oh, it was a long time ago, a few years back, from Holly's Haberdashery. So on a Thursday, I like to work on full coverage, and again, this is going to sadly have to be parked, I think. I mean, I was going great guns, excuse the needle, I shouldn't keep a needle in it. But there we go, that was that one. And this one's called Twilight Calm, and it's a Dimensions. So yeah, I'm really going to have to, like I say, concentrate on these Christmas gifts. So I've also worked on my Beatrix Potter quilt, and I finished a block before I went on holiday. So this is the tale of Squirrel Nutkin, and I've traced a picture of him, and I've painted with thread on a piece of linen, and this is my Squirrel Nutkin. You can still see the hook marks, I do apologise. I don't think he's worked out too bad. And it says Hickamore Hackamore. So I think that's when he meets the owl in the story. So I am hoping to use some some Beatrix Potter fabrics, which I purchased that from Julie at So Unique. So in January I'll pick this back up, but I'm using the Beatrix Potter fabrics, and I'm going to cut them out in hexagons and English paper piece around the blocks. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this one has turned out, to be quite honest. Don't think it's too bad at all. So yeah, I've been painting with thread using the book by, I think it's Emily Ferris, is it? Yeah, Emily Ferris, and it's called Paint with Thread. Before I go any further, I thought I'd tell you what top I'm wearing. It's the Freya top. It's a pattern from the book called Stretch. She brought that out a few years ago now, but this is my most used pattern out of that book. So the Freya top gives you different neck options, and this was the cowl neck I chose. And this fabric, I love it. It's a velvet, and it was purchased from Fabric Godmother. I just love this. And when autumn starts, I always pop this on to vlog. So yeah, very autumnal. I've got my candle lit. I've got my embroidery up, my autumn embroidery, and the banner I made last year. And again, that was from Liberty Bell. Before I went on holiday, I participated in a coaster swap challenge. I got to know about this through another YouTuber who I've met on Susie Stitch's Zoom meeting. Her name is Rachel, and her YouTube channel is called Stitch with Rachel. And she'd posted on Instagram about this coaster swap challenge. And I thought, well, that sounds good fun, so I signed up to it. I'll pop the details down below all about this challenge. And yeah, you didn't know who you were going to receive off. So I sent mine off, and I think I spoke about that in my last proper vlog. And I sent it off before I went away, and when I got back I received this. It's a lovely little note, and it's by Sue, and her Instagram is called Saranda's Patch. Yeah, it's lovely. I thought that was really nice. I'll show you the coaster. Here we go. Isn't that lovely? That's proper patchwork, isn't it, that? Really lovely. And she's backed it with this lovely coral coloured fabric. Yeah, I really love it. Look at this little squirrel, so cute. And then to put this red bit there, I thought it was just lovely. So yeah, really love that. Thank you, Sue. And then she also sent me this lovely little gift by the Fibre Fairy. Isn't that lovely? A little card with a mushroom on. And then this is looks like an acorn leaf. A little stitch marker there. So yeah, I was really pleased. So what a lovely gift to come home to. Thank you so much. So I'll pop a link into Sue's Instagram so you can go and look at some of the beautiful work that she does. So whilst I was on holiday, I managed to pop into 2 more quilt shops and a yarn shop. So I'll show you that footage in a moment. Next thing what's incoming is some yarn. Now I don't know about you, but when I go to Wool Festival, I end up buying random skeins of yarn because they look beautiful. I never go and think, right, I'm going to purchase 6 skeins for a sweater or anything like that. I just think, oh, that's nice. Oh, yes, I'll have that. And I purchased this skein, I think it was a couple of years ago, from the Buxton Wool Gathering. And this is by one of my favourite companies. It's Coastal Colours. And they're actually based in Fleetwood. And I visit Fleetwood quite often. So isn't that absolutely gorgeous with that stellina in? Yeah. And I've been wanting to make a shawl with this. But of course, one skein only will make me a small shawl. I want it a little bit bigger. So I've been after some more yarn. So I went in this yarn shop in Punta Gorda whilst on holiday. And I saw this. Isn't that lovely? You can just see the stellina. Sorry if it's a bit dark in here. But I will take a photograph and you can see it. And its true glory. And I thought that would look lovely with this. I mean, look, it's more or less matching up straight away there. So yeah, I can make myself a decent sized shawlette with that. So, this wool is by a company called Polka Dot Sheep. Well, when I went in this shop, I mean, it was just jam-packed with yarn. I've never known a shop be so jam-packed with it. You could have jumped in it. Right, so if you don't mind, I'll show you a little bit of footage of this shop. And bang next door to it is the actual quilt shop. So yeah, great, double bubble. quilt shop because someone had told me that they sell a lot of cross stitch, but when I got there wasn't a lot of choice for me. It was mainly quilting. And the lady was lovely. Her name was Lee. She come from Colorado originally, and she'd set up shop, and it was absolutely beautiful. But she sells a lot of Moda fabrics, which is my jam. But whilst I was in there, I noticed this. Isn't this, you know, these little, you put your thread on and you can just quilt away then. And she was telling me that she buys these from the Amish, the handmade. So yeah, oh, that was lovely. I thought, I've got to have that. And if you notice, Lee was using a quilting machine, and she was telling me all about it. But she also hand quilts as well. And I was telling her, so many people have tried to learn me how to hand quilt, but still put my needle in, pull through, and she was like, no, you got to use a rocking stitch. And I said, I can't physically do it. The thimbles feel very funny on my fingers, and I just can't get the hand of it, you know, the way it's done, the ability. So she sold me these. They're called thimble pads, and she says these will help you, and that's what she uses. So I'm going to have a go at this. Although I did purchase this sewing machine, this Autumnal one I've got, and the whole purpose is that so I could do free motion quilting, because with this machine you can actually don't have to use the foot pedal, so you just switch it on and the needle will work when you press the on button. So all you got to do is concentrate moving the fabric, and it's got a really deep throat so I can get my quilt under. That's the whole idea. But I've really got into hand quilting, like I say, so I'm hoping that these will work. The last quilt shop I visited was in Fort Myers. So when I talk about these quilt shops, we holidayed in Southwest Florida. Absolutely beautiful. So Quilt Lovers Hangout initially was a big shop, and I can remember going in there, I think it was about 2010, and when I do my Christmas vlogs I'll show you, I made a quilt. It was by Coach House Designs, and I purchased the pattern and the fabric from there. And then a few years later they downsized, and I visited that shop as well. And then when I went back this time, it had changed hands, and it's now called PJ's. Although they've got Quilt Lovers Hangout still on the shop, it's now called PJ's. And they got some fantastic quilts. I asked if I could take some footage. They didn't mind. So here's some footage from that shop. Absolutely beautiful. And the Halloween quilt what was made, it was amazing. purchased this. Yeah, I'd got enough fabric. I was a little bit worried about the weight. They did sell, so in PJs, I noticed they did sell a lot of Free Spirit fabric. And as you know, the designer will be Kate Fassett. And she was telling me that he was coming, I think, coming to a convention there. And they were all going to go along in a few weeks' time. So I just missed out on that. But as you know, my aesthetic, although I love Kate Fassett fabrics, they're absolutely beautiful, my aesthetic is more primitive. And yeah, I've got such a lot of fabric I'd already purchased, and I was worried about the weight as well. So I purchased this pattern by Children's Corner. It's the Louise dress. I absolutely love Children's Corner. I usually buy the patterns from House of Smocking in the UK, but yeah, I purchased this one while I was there. Right, I think that's that one. Oh yeah, I need to show you this. That little quilting shop in Punta Gorda. Let me put these somewhere before I lose them. I also bought this, and this is a jar of clips, and I think they were $20. And they got over 100 clips in here by Riley Blake. Show, I've already got some in use. I thought that was a really good bargain, but I've got my little berries in the top of the tin for my cushion. Don't want to be losing any of them. Right, what else can I tell you? I thought I'd take a few photographs and put it in and show you inside Hobby Lobby, because I absolutely adore Hobby Lobby. And usually when crafters go to the States, they usually flock in, and I think same in Canada as well. People usually talk about Joann's and Michael's, but Hobby Lobby, wow. All I can describe it as is 20 ranges in one. You know, the range what we have in the UK. It's just fabulous, the stuff you can get from there. And some of the stuff I've already put out in my house, so when I vlog now and again I'll show you stuff I've bought from there. But I just thought I'd show you a few photographs. You're so lucky to, you know, if you've got access to Hobby Lobby, just absolutely love it. I just love decorating my house for the season, so yeah, just love going there. And so does Dave as well. He really loses himself in there. There's so much to look at. It's fabulous. Right, what else can I tell you? Done that one. Oh yes, while we were on holiday, we stayed in this house, this well, they call it a villa, and I had to laugh because when we used to pull up in the drive, there was a resident woodpecker there. Now I've had a look at this, and it's called a red-bellied woodpecker, and they're quite common in Florida. And yeah, just look at the, you know, the markings on this bird were absolutely wonderful. But it kept climbing up the tree, going up the tree, and then it would attack the car. And I think the reason it's attacking the car is because it can see its reflection in the window. I think that might be the reason. So what we should have done really is just put a piece of card over there, or maybe it wants the car out the drive because it's in his space. But I thought I'd just show you this bit of footage of it attacking the car. So on his last day on holiday, we went to a place called Buckingham Farms. That's in Fort Myers. I think it's North Fort Myers. And yeah, went in and it was absolutely beautiful how they decorated this eating area. So before we had food, I went around and just took some footage. It's absolutely beautiful how they decorated it, and some of the stuff was on sale as well. Then afterwards we went out, and I'll put the name of the tortoise, but it's this huge tortoise they've got on this farm. So I've tagged on some footage of this tortoise. It's absolutely huge. And then, you know, that was more or less our last day.
Are turning brown, red and yellow, soon they'll be falling down. Now, I'm not ready, not just yet. I'm not ready for autumn. Autumn comes too soon. Autumn comes too soon. The light that flickers will blow away the sun. All that blossomed will wither away and die. Not now, I'm not ready, not just yet. I'm not ready for autumn. Autumn comes too soon. I'm not ready for autumn. Autumn comes too soon. Autumn comes too soon. Autumn comes too soon.
But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed my holiday, always do. But yeah, I just love coming back with all the stuff. So I'm hoping to vlog in a couple of weeks' time, maybe next week or the week after. It depends on what work's like, my workload. But yeah, I need to vlog about my plans for my Christmas makes, what I'm hoping to do. So until I see you next time, happy crafting.